I'm going to take you on a trip to explore some labyrinths. I'm starting with my desktop picture. This is actually a labyrinth that's up in Dayton at the Environmental Marianist Center. And a labyrinth is a maze or a path. And labyrinths have been used for thousands of years. In recorded history, in human history, labyrinths go back 3,500 years at least. We have evidence of labyrinths in the Egyptian culture, in the Minoan culture. Probably one of the most famous labyrinths is the Cretan labyrinth with the Minotaur, and that was used as a prison by the king of Crete. But another popular labyrinth that people are very familiar with is found in the Chartres Cathedral, and that's the one that I want to show you. Here is a picture of the front facade of Chartres Cathedral in France, about 2 hours outside of Paris. And the inside of this cathedral, in the back, laid out on the floor, is this labyrinth. Now, the idea of the labyrinth in the medieval cathedral was to take the place of a pilgrimage. People wanted to make pilgrimages to the Holy Lands, but sometimes that was cost prohibitive or dangerous. So what they decided to do was construct a labyrinth or a journey, a pilgrimage of the mind. And this is a path that's laid out, as you can see in the back of the church, over here. And this one is set up with candles. It didn't have candles. It doesn't have candles all the time. It didn't have candles when I was there. And here is an aerial view of that labyrinth. Another similar labyrinth, this became the classic style of the European medieval labyrinth, and there's another one in Edinburgh, Scotland. You can see people who are walking this style of labyrinth. And it's very complex. It goes in, you follow around, and really the best thing to do is just with your head down, follow the path. And you think you're going to get to the center very quickly, and then it takes you back out, and I'm not going to follow the whole thing. Once you get to the center, you can sit in meditation for a while, or you can turn back around, retrace your steps, and follow back out. It's a very, very prayerful, meditative journey, and if you really give yourself an opportunity to get into it, it's very spiritual, very calming. I've assigned this as a student project to walk a labyrinth and then reflect on their experience, and the feedback is always very, very positive. If you want to find a labyrinth in your area, there is actually a worldwide labyrinth locator. Over here you type in your zip code, 45208 I think is Xavier's zip code, something around there, 100-mile radius, and I'm going to search. And you can go through, there's Beech Grove, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, Indiana. Let's make it a little bit closer because I know there's at least 7 in the greater Cincinnati area. Let's just do 25 miles. And we have Highland Heights, Covington, Kentucky. We have McMillan Street in Cincinnati. We at the New Thought Unity Center, and that one's been redone since the last time I've seen it. It looks fairly small. Last I heard about it, it was washed out paint on the parking lot. I'm glad to know they've redone that. There's a wonderful one at the Jesuit Spiritual Center in Milford, which is a little complicated to get to if you don't know the directions. And there's also one at Grailville. Here it is. I'm going to take us to the map. This might be just a Google map, but you could Google and do an aerial view of the map. Let's see how close we can get in. They don't want people to, the computer is a little slow, so we'll give it a moment. Leave a file on there that has information that and this is out in Loveland. Let's see if we can even see it. Sometimes you can see it from the air. It's really kind of cool. This one is made out of bushes. Sometimes they're made out of stone. Sometimes they're made out of plantings, just like the one that I showed you at the very beginning. That's my desktop picture. It's just plantings that they redo every year. I'm not having luck finding that one real quick, so we'll close that out and continue our search. But there is a really nice one out at Grailville. There's also a nice one at Mount St. Joe's, the mother house for the Sisters of Charity out at Mount St. Joseph College Mount St. Joe. So I invite you to walk the Labyrinth one of these days, not as an assignment, of course, but as a wonderful opportunity just to spend some quiet time in nature and see if there's anything that you can discover on your spiritual journey.